Hi guys, PLO Warrior here. Today I'm going to play some 6 card Omaha, the new game that's been brought out on Full Tilt. Just like regular Omaha, but using 6 cards with some mental swings. So we'll see how it goes. Start off with table 4, which is the bottom right table. Obviously we have a very nice pre-flop hand. Ace, ace, queen, jack, 10, 9. We flop the nuts and still have the nuts on the turn. I don't want to chase him off if he has obviously 7-8 with clubs or something like that. So you can also have a 6, which I don't expect him to fold to 1 bet. It was only a single raised pot, so he doesn't have to automatically put us on aces, but unfortunately he folds. Yeah, so I mean it's quite a new game, and people are unfamiliar with how it plays. I mean, myself included, but I think it's going to favour me as opposed to people that obviously haven't played much Omaha before, because you've got to have incredible discipline. So I mean, the 6 and 7 really hurts our hand here, but we still have 10 jack queen king. We're going to be out of position, but we've had plenty of all-ins. I've been playing for about half an hour. I've been all in about 4 times with aces pre-flop, and unfortunately lost a lot of them. See, we have 3 pairs on the bottom right table, but obviously that's not that good. Someone easily has 8, 9, and quite often someone will have a set as well. So we're calling a pot bet here to hope to pair the board, and even then we can be drawing dead. So pretty easy fold. Top right table we have trip 5, so very important. Obviously we have trip 5s, but all our cards are above a 5, so we have lots of outs to make a full house here. Even if he raises us with 5-4, every single card we can hit 3 jacks, 3 10s, 3 9s, 3 queens, 3 kings. So probably a favourite, or definitely a favourite against just 4-5 there. If he has like 2 3 4 5 ace, we're probably a favourite. And we have aces on the bottom right table, and I am going to raise. We're out of position, but we have suited aces, so that's fine. Something you need to look out for. And we're going to see with the flops. We've got a gut shot. We've got the king blocker, so it's hard for him to have the set of kings full house. We're just going to bet small because it's very easy for him to have a full house still. And we're just going to bet sort of $3 on the river, and we're actually going to fold to a raise because he can easily have 10 jack. Yeah, even he min raises us here, and he's never raising us with a hand that's worse than our hand. So I could have even just given up really once he calls the flop, because I'm not going to bet the jacks on the top left table because I have a pair of 2s in my hand, which kind of hurts the jacks a little bit. So we're only drawing to a 7, 8 or 9 really. So there's no point in floating the pot straight away out of position there. So we're just going to check, and we're actually just going to fold this. I mean, a queen comes on the turn, and it's pretty easy for someone to have pocket queens. So if not, they have queen jack or something, we're just drawing dead. Tiny pot, so we'll give it up. I mean, we made a full house, jacks and 7s on the river, but I think we're losing here about 40% of the time. And we would have won. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But I think the problem is, because it's a new game, people don't really know how to play it. I've seen people playing far too loose for 6 cards. 6 cards in everyone's hand. That's a lot of cards to have. I've seen people, just calling it off with, top and bottom pair and stuff, and it's just so obvious someone can have a set. And I've seen people just stack up with aces, which is just horrendous. I'm pretty sure that even, I mean, nobody really knows the equities yet because it's still relatively new, but I think if someone had sort of, imagine them having ace, ace, 7 deuce, 8 jack or something like that, really disconnected with no suited ace, against someone that has like 7 8 9 10 jack queen double suited, I imagine that the rundown is probably going to be a favourite against a dry 1 pair. So, and here on the top left table, we're just going to raise because we've got the bottom. We don't mind these 2 guys folding. We've got pretty powerful hand. The deuce is a dangler, but we've still got 5 cards working together there. The ace, king, queen, jack, 9, and a decent flop for us. These 2 players on the left we're not really worried about. They've got pretty much less than a stack, a pot size bet left. So it's only really against this guy here, and if he has a set of 8s or queens or kings, good luck to him. And he has king queen as well, so we're kind of free rolling him. And we split the pot because we had an ace to draw to, so and also a 10, yeah. And he's looking for a jack, I think. No, jack gives us a straight as well. Yeah, we're free rolling him on the flop, and that's what's going to happen a lot in this game, because a lot of the time you're going to share the same hand. You're going to have the nut straight or whatever, so it all comes down to having the nut straight with a set or with the nut flush draw against someone that's just got the bare nuts and they're, you know, getting it in on the flop or whatever, you know. So it's going to be just a lot about discipline really, and not overplaying aces and stuff like that basically. And I also think, I mean, in Omaha, normal Omaha, low pairs are pretty rubbish when you get deep and stuff, but it's going to be even more the case in this game because I'm just going to fold here on the left. I'm not even sure if I can fold. I have a terrible hand. It's not even that bad. No, I'm on call. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's just going to be... No, I'm actually just going to fold even though I've got bottom pair and a flush draw. You're just going to get in so much trouble. Like, getting in with marginal hands all the time. It's just going to... You're always going to flop something. You're always going to flop a weak draw or a weak... Or even top 2 pair. You might even flop... You might have, like this hand here, ace, king... 4, deuce, 8, 8. The flop might come ace, king, 9, and with a flush draw, obviously not diamonds. And then, you know, all you're going to have at the end of it is going to be ace, king, and the people are going to have a set of aces and kings. People are going to have like a, you know, flush draw and wraps and stuff. So we're just going to flat the aces on the bottom right table and the kings on the top right also, and we're obviously just going to give up the aces on this flop. There's nothing we're going to do on this board. It's just a terrible flop for aces. And top left table we have the second nuts flush. 9, 10 is also there as well. So you've got to be. I'm obviously going to get it in against. I'm trying to think what I want to do here. I'm not folding ever. It is quite easy. I don't really care about this guy. He's got $3. We can't fold anything. And straight flushes are going to be. He has a set of jacks, 3 jacks in his hand, and obviously he makes the straight on the full house on the river. And the other guy did have the higher, the ace high flush, but we're not really worried about him. 'Cause he didn't have enough money. So, but this guy, yeah, playing ace, jack, 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 9, 6, pretty bad. So. We're hoping to be playing pots against this guy here. And bottom left table we have, you know, full house now, and he turned a full house also. And top left table we have top set, and now we have quads. I don't think this guy's going to fold a flush, so get some nice value from him. If he raises us, it's pretty disgusting because there's obviously 9, 10, queen on the board. It's not impossible to have jack 8 or king jack of hearts. And bottom left table, I think these are the kind of hands you want to be playing. Double suited queens, obviously it's not the highest pair, but you also have an ace in your hand. It's complete rundown 9, 10, jack, queen, ace with a you know, decent-ish pair as well. You'd rather probably just have the king here, but never folding here. And terrible flop. Obviously just give up. 6, 7, 8 would have been nice. Oh, but then we do turn the nuts. I think 9, 10, jack, queen, king. No, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen with a flush draw. Nut flush draw, that is. So yeah, not really scared of anything now. I expect to set a bit on the flop, so I think we're doing really well here. Hopefully he just has the 9 high straight. But as you can see, there's plenty of cards when you've got 6 cards that you can turn. I mean, half the time we turn a flush draw there. You can turn a queen, you can turn an 8, and that was on a relatively low board. If the flop was a bit higher, we'd be having all kinds of draws. So that's all good. I think the games are pretty soft because no one really knows how to play and they're just playing so weak. I'm just going to limp here. I mean, ace, king, queen basically with spades. It's not so good. It's not a terrible hand. I mean, it's really hard to get all 6 cards working together because it's hard enough in Omaha, normal 4 cards to get actually dealt, you know, a double suited rundown like, you know, 6, 7, 8, 9 double suited. So it's going to be even harder in this game to get 6 cards in a row. But when you do, I think you're going to have to play it aggressively because you're either going to flop huge or you're going to flop nothing at all really when you flop. So and not only that, but you're going to get in such good spots. You're going to be dominating your opponent so much when you flop, you know, a wrap, you know, top pair and a nut flush draw or whatever, and they've just got you know, a straight draw and a worse flush draw. You're just like completely free rolling them. And on the left table, top left, I misread my hand. Actually, I thought I had 7s in the big blind, but I don't have 7s. I have deuces, so I'm just going to give up. And top right table, we do have king queen, but we have no redraws because all our other cards are low, and that's exactly what I'm saying about, you know, having a good hand. If we had king queen, you know, 10, 9, ace or whatever, we'd have, you know, top 2 pair and loads of cards to make the nuts. But having the low cards hurts quite a lot. But the card that comes on the turn does actually make us a pretty good hand. So now we've got top 2 pair and a wrap and a king high flush draw, so we're gonna have to raise here. We can ace is probably no good for us because you know, the higher straight is their Broadway. I'm actually going to check here. Like, they can have a set of 4s or even just a set of 8s, and it's kind of weak not going for value, but it's, I can't really see what I'm getting called by. There's a lot of draws that missed, so I mean, king 4 is the best hand there. You shouldn't be calling me with king 4, pretty much top and bottom pair. But so yeah, he just bet, you know, king 4 deuce he had. The other guy had, you know, the higher wrap, 10 jack queen ace, 10 jack ace with nut hearts. So our flush draw wasn't good. But yeah, it's a small pot, but it's just about staying out of trouble in this game. I think just avoid the smaller pots, avoid the yeah, when you're getting even good odds with a really good hand, with a really marginal hand, just avoid it. So obviously you've got bottom set, top right table, and the nut flush draw, which we flopped, and then the ace comes on the turn. It's not so good because it doesn't really improve our hand, and it makes 3-4 straight here. So, but there's no way I'm checking, obviously. I think it's just better to be overcautious in this format of the game than the opposite, because you're just going to lose money way too quickly. And you know, like kings, just forget about kings and queens and all that stuff. And obviously I'm raising here with queens, but I'm not raising because of my queens. I'm raising because I have, you know, queen 9, 10 king basically with king high flush draw and the button. You can take the queens out of that hand. You can make the other queen a deuce, and you know, still raising because I'm got some nutty hand. And I'm going to raise the button on the bottom left. I mean, flush draws, nut flush draws are going to be super valuable. And top left table, kind of an example really of what you don't want to happen in this game. Like, we've flopped bottom full house here, and the flush draw is obviously irrelevant, but I could even just consider folding here because this guy's led out. It's just super likely someone's got a queen, and you know, they're going to have another 5 cards in their hand to make a queen, and then also another queen. Another 5 cards in their hand to make a flouse, obviously. So here we're just guessing, you know, if he has queen 6 or not, you know. If he checks to us, we're gonna bet because we're just gonna pot. It's gonna make it easier for us to play on the river. If he raises us here, we have an easy fold, and also we do get some value from him when he just has a queen. And we're probably still winning on the river, but there's no point in me checking here, I don't think. If I can't see him calling me with just a queen, so I check, and he ends up having queen 3, so he did make it on the river. So like I said, we were getting value on the turn, and depending on what the river card would have been, then yeah, so he's probably favourite against us. I mean, he did have a pair of kings in his hand, so he's probably not. So that kills some of his outs a little bit, but yeah, I did consider just folding the flop, because you don't want to have bottom full house in this game. It's just too easy for them to. I could have just checked the turn, but at that point on the turn there, I think he doesn't have queen 6 very often, so I'm betting. And I didn't really expect to have queen 3 either, but at the end of the day, you do have 6 cards in your hand, so it's not so hard to have just random danglers, making the house there. So we have the aces on the top right. We're just hoping not to get 3-bet really, because I don't really want to just get it in. I mean, obviously I do just get it in, but probably not favourite 4 ways. I don't know. And then top left table we have a set of queens and we have the nut flush draw. So I'm going to bet here. We're ahead of just 10 jack here. Obviously we're losing to a set of kings. I don't expect many people to have a set of aces here, but not really a concern. I'm actually probably going to check the turn, because I think he can have 10 jack a lot of the time here. Not that he just calls the flop, and on the river we're just going to decide on what he does. And he did have a set of kings, so you see how obviously I have to bet the flop really, because I have no one else has bet the flop. I have a set and a nut flush draw. So but once he calls me, I'm a bit wary. The most likely hand is 10 jack or a set of kings, because we have the nut flush draw, so he can't have the nut flush draw. So we save money by having discipline basically there. So going to be a lot of close situations in this game. A lot of there's going to be a lot of situations where you're going to be in a marginal spot, and it's going to be for like your whole stack, or even you might be playing quite deep, and you might have to fold second set. The first hand I played here today, I had a set of 9s. I had something like 8-8, 9-9, ace double suited, and the flop comes king 9-2. So I've got middle set, and someone donks out, someone calls, someone pots it, and it gets round to me, and I'm just thinking, too easy for someone to have kings, really, after all that action. So you have to be prepared to flop the second nuts like a set. It's not even the second nuts, it's in a straight, but flop second set, when there's no flush or straight on board, and then be prepared to fold it, because you're going to be getting in with 1 out pretty much a lot of the time when people have got 6 cards in their hand. So I don't know if I could play this game for a living, this one here. I'm not sure. I mean, it's better playing deeper stack than short stack. It's well, I don't really like playing short stack anywhere really, but this is, if you were going to short stack, this probably is the game to do it in, because you can spin up huge amounts, because the equities are so close together. Flop top and bottom pair, I think, yeah, with a wrap jack queen 9. We're just going to see about the flop. We have no diamonds in our hand whatsoever, so I think he has diamonds, and then this turn card comes, we just check fold. He's just going to bet on the river, is flush, and we just fold. Easy. I'm going to raise this hand. I don't really like having the king of spades as well, yeah, because now no one can make the king high flush now. But we're three-handed, and I've got I'm on the button basically, so I'm raising. But I think people might overplay those hands. You'd rather have the ace-8 of hearts really than the ace-king of hearts, obviously. I will be definitely calling. We're not going to call a raise though, not with a pair and an ace in our hand. Top right table, hoping to make. I mean, we haven't got much going. We've got 8, 9, 10, king, king. Basically, the 3. Just forget about the 3. But we're on the button, so we definitely have to be playing. Ace is one card we don't really want to see. And this guy on the right gets it in with kings. I think the other guy didn't have much money or something, but I need to see exactly how that happened, because getting it in with the kings on that, no, he still had 3 times the pot in his stack, and he got it in with kings there. Actually going to check on the bottom right table, because we're not really scared of anything. Either we're crushed right now, we've got the spades covered, so you know, we have an easy check back really, and now we can bet for value. Nobody's bet. And top left table we have the nuts, I think queen, king, queen, queen 9, sorry. Yeah. And we still have the nuts on the turn, but we've turned a flush draw as well. So we're actually going to bet, we're going to bet on the bigger side, why not? The problem is when you turn a backdoor flush draw, you're not really sure if you do actually want to see it or not, especially being out of position, because a spade comes and, you know, we're probably not good that often. And we still have the nuts on the river, which is pretty nice. So, looking to get called by 7-9 basically. So we're just going to bet a bit over half the pot. Just looking to get, I think a lot of the time they have king, queen, ace and stuff like that, like jack, king, queen, ace. Hopefully this guy has 7-9 or something, but he does not. And bottom left table we have it's quite fast hand. We have a pair of kings and not the nut flush draw, but we have the king eye flush draw. You have to double check your hand quite a lot in this game, because you have 6 cards. It's hard to see. So we're going to bet here. I presume we raise pre-flop. I'm not sure if it was actually us that raised pre-flop, but once it checks around to us, we've got an overpair, you know, second nut flush draw. We can also turn any Broadway card, will give us a straight draw, you know. 10 jack queen, 10 jack king ace will give us either, you know, a higher pair and a wrap, or a set, you know, or we can turn a heart, we can probably turn a 2. So the queen is one card we didn't want to see. To be honest, I'm going to bet again. Or am I? I don't think it takes so long thinking if he had a queen, so I'm just going to bet here. He could have aces. Okay, maybe he does have a queen. We're just gonna give up. He must have a queen with really raggy cards, like queen 8-8 something. Okay, queen 10-10. There you go. Same right kind of mind frame I had. Right kind of theory. But yeah, he had a queen with a pair in his hand. So that's bad call on the flop by him, obviously, because he has, you know, just a queen. His 10s hurt him in his hand. There's a flush draw on the board. You know, we've obviously got his. Yeah, it's just so bad. So good to note. Should take a note on it. Him. I'm just going to fold our queen. See, we flop top pair here, queen. We're just going to fold. Actually, we can turn. We've got backdoor clubs here. That's the only reason I'm going to call. So we can turn any club, or obviously because we have queen, jack, king, 10. We can turn any 10, jack, queen, king, or club to continue. So that's the only reason why I did continue there. I wouldn't be continuing with the hand that he had, with no redraws or anything. So did I just call on the no, he checked. I thought I just called that his bet. No, I won anyway. Just make sure I didn't do that, because that would have been bad. He didn't bet, did he? No, he checked. Okay. It's pretty crazy, fast-paced stuff. But see how many tables this guy's playing. Wow, he's playing. Oh, he's only playing 3 tables. Oh, he's on all of my tables. Is he? Oh, he's there and there. Oh, nice. Sweet. Got position on the fishy. Yeah, so these hands are going to be having a lot of value, basically. You know, suited aces without the king of without the king, obviously, of clubs. Not a good flop, and we do have a pair of sevens in our hand, which is not so good. So we do turn a wrap. I'm just going to bet small again on the turn. You can have ace eight, you can have, you know, 2, 3, 4. A heart is a card I do not want to see at all, so easy check fold. He just unfortunately got there on the river. Okay, he did have ace eight with hearts. But yeah, I think we still have. We don't have to bet the turn. But I mean, we bet small. We would raise if we'd fold if we were raised. So, but I mean, we have any you know, 10 jack queen king to win with. So, or 7. So no problem in betting the turn there. I think you just got to be quite passive in this game for the most part, but you need to know when to, you know, get the money in, basically. And out of position as well, I'd say, you know, it's going to be a lot of awkward situations because there's going to be draws completing like all the time, and it's going to be so easy for people to have the completed draws here. So even here, like, you know, on the top right table, I mean, I could even be winning here, but what am I going to do? I mean, I have a pair of queens and a 3, 5, 6 of diamonds. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do on that flop. Out of position as well, you know. If I had the hand I had and I was in position and he raised out of position and it checked to me, I'd bet the flop with that. So, and we're going to check back on the bottom left table because we have just queens basically on a bad board. We make the bad flush, so we're just going to bet small here. I mean, like really small, and just give up on the river. But he bets into us, so he obviously has a obviously has us beat. See, this is a hand that I don't want to see. Don't want to see people going crazy with this kind of hand. Ace, ace, 5, 8, 6, queen, no suited ace. You know, 5, 6, 8 is not that good. Queen. People just re-raising this hand, and then the flop comes down like this, and they're just like potting it. It's just terrible. We do have the ace of clubs blocker, but we're not going to be able to see. We're not going to be able to get to realise the, you know, the blockers. Blockers are going to be worth quite a lot, I guess, because you can have more of them in your hand. But then again, your opponents are going to have a lot of cards. So if you have 2 blockers, it's 50% less likely they have a straight, for example. But 50% less when they've got 6 cards in their hand. They're still going to have it quite a lot. And top left table, we flop top set against the fish guy, and he just donks into us, which is great because you know, we can raise more. Don't want to see a club really, or a 3 or a 4 or a 5, but I'm rooting for the 8 of hearts. That's my card I want to see. He just donk folds, which is quite interesting. He's probably donking just a weak 2 pair instead of a flush draw and stuff. Probably has like jack deuce or 6-2, 6-2-5, something like that. So we raise, although we have trip jacks on our hand, which is not so good. We do obviously have aces, and they're suited aces, so I'm going to raise it. And we do flop a 1, the 1 jack left in the deck, so we have to bet. We have the flush draw to boot as well. Bit worried about a set of queens, obviously, but we still have 2 aces and 9 clubs to make if they've just got a dry set of queens. Jack, jack, 4, 4, 10, 3. You really do have to double check your hand quite a lot in this game. So I just have a pair of jacks still. I'm not going to see bet. Lots of backdoor draws. No. I think this guy won a big pot here. Got a flush. Is it just heads up? Yeah. Have to bet it, I think. I want to see the big pot he won. Or is he always... Did he always have that stack? Oh, he got it in here. You can see. I'm guessing he got it in on a turn. Yeah. So this guy's got Queen 7. Oh, Queen 10-7. Yeah, he's got 3 pairs. And a gut shot and a Jack high flush draw. So, pardon me. Jack 7-7 king. Just timing out, don't mind me. Flop top set. Have to play it aggressively. Have no diamonds in our hand. There's plenty of 5, 6, 8, 10 Jack cards coming to ruin our hand, but we're just going to get it in now. So we've got the nuts. We have none of our own cards here. We have no 7, no 4, which is good for us because it's going to increase our chances of us getting a full house. And he's really thinking about it. He might even have a set of 7s to be thinking this long. If he has a wrap or whatever, he's going to get it in straight away, but I presume he might be having a set here. He might have had a set of 4s to be... I mean, I don't expect players at these stakes to be folding a set. But when he check raises, he always has something. A bit strange, I don't really know what he had. And top left table, we had the aces pre-flop, which was the best hand, and now it's the worst hand, so we have an easy fold. You just got to do that shit. That is the shit you have to do. So yeah, I think this is a great game. People are degenerates. The pots are huge. And we're talking about the average pot being, you know, 50, 60 big blinds, which is ridiculous. It's almost double probably what normal Omaha is. And then normal Omaha is double pretty much to what Hold'em is. So, you know, these pots, this game plays like 4 times bigger than Hold'em. Ridiculous. Aces, top left. Bad aces though, I should have probably just limped. No suited ace. I just automatically raised, but he's limped in. I'm raising him obviously. Oh, we do have a suited ace. Shit, I was looking at the clubs. So hard. So we have 3, 4, 7. With ace 3, 4. Yeah, we have a wrap, an overpair, nut flush draw. We have to get it in here. Even if he has a set, we're in quite good shape. He does have a set of 8s, but we've got like plenty of cards to hit. And we do manage to hit one of them. But yeah, probably a favourite against that hand. Ace 3, 4, 6, spade. Ace 3, 4, 6, spade. Which is cool. To be honest, going back to that hand, I probably shouldn't have jammed it in because it looks strong. This guy's looks fishy, and once I bet and this guy calls, he raises to 14. I mean, yeah, it shouldn't really make a difference. I mean, he has a weak hand anyway. If I just flat call the 14 here, it's going to cost him 12 more. He might just do something really fishy and call and leave his last $10. Like if he's just got like a queen high flush draw and a pair of 8s or something like that, you know. But that's fine. Whatever. Sorry. Oh, bad throw at the moment. I've just quit smoking and my throat is having withdrawal symptoms or something. Just going to wrap the video up soon. I'm going to play my blinds. Play till the big blind gets round to me. Jack, 7-7. As he's going to fold, being out of position now. Jacks are just no good. I mean, you want to have something else to go with it. just medium pairs, I think you're just going to have to avoid them in this game. Unfortunately, because you have 6 cards, a lot of the time you are going to have a pair in your hand. It's hard to get 6 unpaired cards in your hand when there's only 13 cards to get it out of. Well, we didn't actually make a pair on the bottom right, but it's probably the worst hand you can get. Top left, not even a compulsory raise here. We only have the king high flush draw. If it was with the ace, definitely a raise, but I just don't think. Perfect example, flop the king high flush draw with nothing else to go with it, so we can't even draw to the king high flush draw if somebody bets. And we just have to fold as soon as the board pairs, obviously. It's pretty hard to bluff in this game, unless you have a good reason to do it. It's not going to be successful that often. I mean, unless you have the, you know, ace high flush. Unless you have the ace blocker on a flush board and somebody's pretty tight. I mean, you're going to be able to get them off, you know, a king high flush by the river, but someone loose will probably call. Bottom left, we flop the nuts, obviously. See, and if he raises us here, like, and he has 5 with overcards, we're not in great shape, even though because we have a pair of 9s. So if he's got, for example, like ace, king, jack, queen, 5, we're probably not in great shape. On a flat call with the rundown. Probably a bit loose. At the end of the day, it is still 9-10 jack queen, which is a good hand in Omaha. But we know we have 6 cards, so you really want to have all 6 cards working for you. The 5 and the deuce don't really help my hand, but you know it's costing us basically 4 to win 12, so getting 3 to 1, so easy call. And this is going to be the problem. We're going to flop a bad flush draw. But we have 3 clubs in our hand, so that's fine. We also have top and bottom pair, and a gut shot straight with the 8, I think, yeah. So we have no choice but to get it in. But if he has like aces of clubs or whatever, then good luck to him. But getting against the fishnets, bottom 2 pair and a straight draw, shocking behaviour. Bottom 2 pair. I mean, this is so bad on a flush draw board. I mean, it's a 3-bet pot, but this is why you want to play dominating hands. He has, you know, 5, 6, 8, 10, and we have, you know, the 9, 10 jack queen. It's going to dominate his hand a lot of the time, which is good. And bottom right table, we have the bottom full house, so we're going to play it cautiously. So we're obviously just betting here. Get position on this guy, but probably I'm going to bet again because he can have a flush draw, which I think you'll call me with. And bottom left table, we have aces. Unfortunately, we're going to have to 4-bet here, and he has 5, 6 as well on the right table, which is fine. But we have aces bottom left, like I said. Bad flop for us, but we have a gut shot and a 4 high flush draw, and there's 23 in the pot and only 11 in stack, so we get it all in. Our flush draw's no good. This guy's got a complete wrap, and he makes it. But yeah, that's why you want to have, you know, suited aces. They're going to be much more powerful than having ace, ace, deuce 4. Oh, we did have double suited aces. I'm sorry, it's because there's 3 suits. That's why I look at the deuce 4 of diamonds and we don't have suited aces, but we do have the ace 8 of spades and the ace 7 of clubs. So that is a pretty strong hand. But we just flopped the wrong suit, unfortunately. But this guy here, yeah, calling a 3-bet with this hand that he had, terrible. And this guy here, 3-betting kings and 5s, also terrible. So yeah, as you can see, there's money to be made here in this game, but the variance is going to be huge. The swings are going to be, you know, crazy. So you can't get too upset if things don't go your way. All you can do is just play your best and you know, be disciplined and get to know your edges and you know, crush the fish, and you'll do fine. Okay, thanks for watching.